what has to happen is share the resources.
That's right, yeah, you're right.
Because, like, it's the earth. How does, like, I don't know, when we get the resources from the earth, the earth is, we need to live in symbiosis with nature, not like
Really should be.
Okay. All right, just check. All right, just making sure we're in the clear. Okay.
You're just stuck.
One, two, three. Right. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
We thought that we might come over here and bring you a little music. I'm John Stephenson. I'm former Superintendent of Education for the state of Kentucky. I used to be Commissioner of Motor Vehicles and Deputy Secretary of Transportation, and I was with Congressman John Breckinridge in Washington many, many years ago. Life has taught me that the old chain down in Columbus Belmont Park in Kentucky across the Mississippi River, when it was put there many years ago to try to stop the boats and coming down the Ohio River and the Mississippi River, when the chain broke, we soon learned that we're only as strong as our weakest link. Well, that's how we feel about our country here. We're only as strong as our weakest links. We all need to pull together. We all need to remember to much who's given, much is expected. I'm going to be quoting a little scriptures here now and then, because I really believe we need to turn back to godly principles, and I think that's really what everybody's out here about, treating each other just and fair. So my brother and I, who sing at the homeless shelter every month for the last 15 years over at Fairhaven, we just left today singing with our group, the Whosoever Will group, up at Harrison, Ohio at their soup kitchen, their free lunch for people who need it. And tonight we're going to head over to the Special Olympics at the Latonia Racetrack, which I've emceed for the last almost 40 years. Nice to be here with you, and we'd like to open up with the Family Bible.
There's a family on the table. It's pages torn and hard to read. But this family Bible on the table will ever be my key to at the end of everything, it was over.
Happy birthday.
And when the evening was done, Dad read to us from that family Bible, and we count out many blessings one by one. I can see us sitting round the table, when from that family Bible Dad read, I can hear my mother softly singing, Rock of Ages left for me. This old world is also full of trouble. This old world would so much better be if we found more Bibles on the table, and Mother singing, Rock of Ages left for me. Rock of Ages, rock of ages, left Rock of Ages, rock of ages, left.
I'd like to do a little song for you now. That everybody, we got some Kentuckians here, I know because I interviewed a couple of them. And I'll be showing that on my television show called Travels with the Stephensons. My wife and I have done that show since 1982 across northern Kentucky. We filmed the history of all 120 counties in Kentucky and donated a set of those tapes to every county library in the state. We believe in people and people power. And that's exactly what you have here today. That's what they have in New York. That's what they have all across the nation and the world today. Because today is the world for the people to express themselves. Grassroots people. And God bless you for doing so. I'm very proud of you. This is a song that every Kentuckian knows. And every Kentuckian should be concerned about. And it goes like this. Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the children at play. The corn tops ripe and the meadows are in bloom, and the birds make music all the day. Oh, the children roll on the little cabin floor, all merry, all happy and bright. By and by, hard times comes a knocking at the door, then my old Kentucky home says goodnight. Weep no more, my ladies. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home, far away. As my brother plays on, you know, it's significant to sing that song today because as you can see all through the fields in Kentucky, in Ohio, and Indiana, and every state in America, today people are losing their homes. You know, you see a little pin on my lapel here that says I've been named Realtor Emeritus for America. 40 years I've been a real estate broker. And you know something? I see over 25% of the homes in this area that are being foreclosed upon. You know, we need to make a change when that happens. We need to consider the fact that people made all those investments pretending that they believed in the fact that they were making wise decisions, because that's what we, our realtors, told them. The best investments that they could ever make would be in their homes. Well, I can tell you today, I have a home. It was appraised for $384,000 5 years ago. Today I'm trying to sell that house because of illness of my wife and myself. And I'm asking now only $289,000. I've lost off the value of that house over $100,000. In fact, it's what they call underwater. You know, they come up with these clever terms. Well, underwater means to me I'm broke. And you know something? When you're broke, and you haven't never been broke before in your life, that's when you really know you need to trust Jesus. And that's what I do, because I do trust Jesus. But I also know that I have a government that needs to be worked upon, that needs to be listened to, that we need to work and let them hear us. And I know it's time that they start working together with the President of the United States instead of against him. Regardless of how you feel about politics, there are solutions to these problems. And one of the solutions is that the very rich of our country begin to pay their fair share. And I can tell you as a superintendent of education of this state of Kentucky, that the very wealthy have prospered during this recession. 255% they've increased their value and their net wealth. You know something? It's time to make a change and change the tax structure so it is fair and just, so that the very wealthy of our nation pay their fair share. carry the burden as much as the rest of us. And you know, we've got boys over there fighting a war in 3 different countries right now. And those wars are not even paid for. We're using borrowed money from foreign countries to pay for them. It's time the whole nation come to grips with itself. If we're going to be in conflict across the world, we all need to pay, including the very wealthy of the country. So I respect you a great deal for being out here and being brave and being honest and being peaceful, because that's the way to really make a change, through numbers and peaceful demonstrations. I can remember the days when I was president of the student body back in 1968. I led a march of young students over here to this area in Cincinnati, from across the bridge, and a demonstration about peace and what we needed to have peace during the Vietnam era. And I thank you today for being out here, and I'd like to ask you to join my brother in singing this beautiful song about "Don't Laugh at Me." Everybody needs to hear this and practice it.
Listen close to the words of this now. I'm a little boy with glasses. One may call it